Given the circle with equation x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 10y plus 7 is equal to 0, find the center and the radius. So the first thing we want to do is recall the equation of a circle. So the equation of a circle is x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared, where the coordinates a comma b give the center and r is equal to the radius of the circle. So since we want to find the center and the radius for this circle up here, what we need to do is to get this looking like this. And the way we do that is by complete the square. So let's write this down. The idea is to complete the square in both x and y. So let's rewrite our formula over here. So we have x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 10y plus 7 is equal to 0. So now, since we always complete the square with the first two terms in a quadratic equation, the constant term isn't really that important, so I want to move it over to the right side of that equal sign by subtracting both sides by 7. So we got x squared plus y squared minus 8x plus 10y is equal to negative 7. So now we want to complete the square in x and in y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the commutative property of addition, which basically will allow me to just move numbers around. So I want to put all the x's together and all the y's together. And I'm leaving this big space here because I know that I'm going to be filling in something when I complete the square, right? And similarly, I'm going to be leaving a big space there. So how do we complete the square? Well, we take the coefficient of the linear term, or the x or the y. In this case, we divide it by 2, and then we square the result. So for here, we take negative 8, we divide it by 2, and we square the result. So this is going to give us negative 4 squared, which is equal to 16. So I want to add a 16 to this side, and then to balance out the equation, since we added a number to the left, we want to do the same thing to the right. Now for the y, it's the same idea, right? Take 10, divide it by 2, and square it. So we're going to end up getting 5 squared, which is 25. So now I want to add 25 to each side. So now we're ready to simplify. So x squared minus 8x plus 16, that's a perfect square trinomial, and that's going to give us x minus 4 times x minus 4, right? So this is going to be x minus 4 squared, and if you don't believe me, try it out. So let's confirm our result up here. So x minus 4 times x minus 4, if you FOIL it, you're going to get x squared minus 4x plus 16. So that one checks out, right? If you're never sure, you should always check. And then for the y's, we get y plus 5 times y plus 5. That's what it factors into. So this is going to be y plus 5 squared. And then on the right side of the equation, we are left with 34. So now our equation looks close, right? It almost looks like x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equal to r squared. We just need to do a couple more things. So x minus 4 squared is fine, but this y plus 5, you can write it as y minus negative 5 squared, right? Since it's y minus negative 5 is just going to give you y plus 5. So all we're doing is rewriting it. And 34, since we want it to look like r squared, I want you to notice that if you take the square root of 34 and then square it, it's going to give you the same thing, right? So now our equation looks like this. So now all we have to do is just read off the center. So in this formula, the center is a comma b. So in this case it's 4 comma negative 5. So the center is equal to 4 comma negative 5, and the radius is this r that's squared, right? So in this case, the radius is going to equal the square root of 34.